We all have to do that. But in keeping with Mr. Bryson's contributions, I think it's fair to say that our next speaker has this year stepped into a whole new world. And he is our newest addition to the Joe Solomon family. And here to prove that he can in fact stand the rain is Mr. Kevin Tayser. Can we please give a warm round of applause as he makes his way to the stage?
Good morning, parents and learners. Thank you for the honor and privilege to speak to you from the Word of God. This morning, I will be reading for us from Genesis chapter 1, verse 31, followed by Matthew chapter 3, verses 13 to 17. Genesis chapter 1, verse 31 says, God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. I will now be reading Matthew chapter 3, verses 13 to 17. Then Jesus came from Galilee to the Jordan to be baptized by John. But John tried to deter him, saying, I need to be baptized by you, and do you come to me? Jesus replied, let it be so now. It is proper for us to do this to fulfill all righteousness. Then John consented. As soon as Jesus was baptized, he went up out of the water. At that moment, heaven was opened, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and alighting on him. And a voice from heaven said, this is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. I'm going to ask a question. Well, I don't expect you to answer, but I'm going to ask it just so I can stimulate some thinking. How many miracles or great works at this point did Jesus do? The answer is 0. At this point, Jesus had done no miracles. No miracles or great works are, were, or have ever been recorded. But yet, God says, this is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. This morning I want to encourage you. Because of the cross, this is how God looks at us. He is well pleased with the work that he has created. May this word encourage you to pursue your relationship with God. He is calling you with open arms. Can I ask that we close our eyes as I open with prayer? Heavenly Father, in your word out of the book of Isaiah 64, chapter 64, verse 8, it says, yet you, Lord, are our Father. We are the clay. You are the potter. We are all the work of your hand. Father, as we come today to celebrate excellence, we thank you for being with us. We thank you for continuing the good work that you began in us. Father, I ask that you continue to mold us after thy will. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, Mr. Bekes.
Thank you, Mr. Tace. There are arguably four, you can argue with me later, but there are arguably four truly greatest of all time football players or soccer players, whichever way you want to put it. And they divide opinion amongst football fans. Some generations will point to Pele, the Brazilian king, and others might point to Diego Armando Maradona, the golden boy. My generation and those that follow will likely point to Lionel, the little magician Messi. And of course, if you ask me, I would point to Cristiano, Mr. Champions League, Ronaldo. You can argue with me later. Now, I can go all day long and argue why Cristiano Ronaldo is actually the GOAT. And many may fire back, as they are trying now, to argue in defense of Messi. We can do that all day. But the one question that always comes up is, can Messi do it on a cold, wet Monday night away at Stoke or at Wolves? And I don't think we've ever seen that happen. So if you ask me, there's one. Now, I'll leave you with that question and that argument. But I can say without a doubt, our next speaker can do it on a cold, wet Monday morning, away from home, under the spotlights, and in front of the cheering fans. With that said, please welcome our captain, our leader, our principal, with a warm round of applause, rather. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Quinton Kennevan.
Thank you, Mr. Program Director, Mr. Beerkus. You never cease to amaze me, sir. And I was not sure, because the four of us here in front, whenever you are giving the attributes or the qualities of the person that you are going to call upon next, we try to guess, but it seems like we will forever be wrong. And I'm humbled. I must admit, I'm humbled by that comparison that you have drawn. There's there are a few of our grade 7 learners. I'm so glad I don't have to be part of that debate. So you guys, like Mr. Beerkus was saying, he's looking forward towards that. So I'm out of the equation again. Gentlemen, grade 7s. Oh, okay. No, it's fine. Now you are quiet on me. Honorable SGB members, our chairperson, Pastor Israel Mike Ntuping, Mayor Anana, Mr. Himan, you are actually Himan as well. We are so blessed with you guys in our midst. And parents, I want you to know the most important or pivotal role that you are playing in the lives of your children and our learners. Don't ever take it for granted and think you have helped your child through foundation phase and now you're going to stop. I'm actually happy to see that it's actually the opposite of what I was mentioning just now, to see that you are still running strong. I want to take it a step further and rather say, please, whether they are grade 6 or 4 or 5, but most importantly, grade 7, this is the time for you to step it up a step more and to prove or to showcase to them that it's now that you are going to run the race better and stronger than what you used to do before. I want the learners this morning to give you guys a round of applause. Can we please do that again, if you don't mind? Thank you. That shows your appreciation towards your parents. And in turn, parents, can I ask you guys also to give yourself a pat on the back, but very soft, otherwise you're going to hurt yourself. Just do it softly like this. And after doing that, then you can turn to them and also give your children, our learners, a round of applause. Thank you. At this auspicious moment that we are finding ourselves currently, I always say it, but let me reiterate it. My heart swells with joy when you know you have a team of educators on whom you can rely whenever things needed to be done. And I always say to them, I know for a fact I'm not the easiest person to work with. But that is me. Maybe I'm groomed or I was developed like that, but that is me. Don't ever expect me to settle for second best if I know we are the best. So let me start and say the following. Today is a day of celebration. A celebration of your hard work, learners. A day to honor hard work, dedication, and the spirit of excellence that shines brightly in every one of you sitting here. If it was not so, you wouldn't have been here. You would have been at home like the others. Can I say this to you? And maybe you will think I'm talking down on them. I don't. You know me. At the assembly, I'm speaking my mind. I want you to know the reason why you are sitting here this morning is because of your obedience, is because of your conduct, because of your behavior. I always talk about such because you will hear me later on touch on that as well. But I want to congratulate all of you learners this morning for what you have achieved up to so far, whether you are grade 4, whether you are grade 7. To all our prize winners or all our recipients of diplomas or certificates, congratulations and celebrations. I want the world to know how happy I'm today. Really, on behalf of you guys. You have shown that success doesn't come by chance. This is not by chance that you are having to prove yourself that you can do this. It comes through late nights. Some of you are only finishing your homework at 10, 11 o'clock, and I believe your parents are furious and they are cross with the educators. Am I right, parents? But you know, hard work pays off ultimately, so it is not in vain. It comes through late nights, persistence, and the courage to keep going, even when things get tough. Mr. O'Brien was earlier alluded to a singer, Peebo Bryson. There's another guy, Billy Ocean. He says when the going gets tough, the tough should get going. So you must bring out the best out of yourself. You have proved that effort truly pays off. But I want to say something important. Today is not only for those who receive awards. Today is for everyone who tried. You attempted it in life. Everyone who improved from last term and the previous term before that. Everyone who faced challenges but didn't give up. It's easy to give up. Success is not only about medals or certificates. It's also about progress, growth, and believing that you can. You see, every champion, you can name them all, was once a beginner. Can I quickly pause myself and refer to Michael Jordan? I'm always in awe when I read his statement that he's giving. People will forever, I can't quote it properly, but it boils down to the following. It says that people will always remember how many goals I scored through the hoops. I don't know what you call it in basketball. People will always remember that. But the one thing they don't know about or they don't see is all my failures. The times I wasn't successful in doing the best by shooting at the poles and missed it. So that is life for you. And life happens to all of us. So every great leader once said where you are now, wondering if their dreams would ever come true. The secret is simple. Keep showing up, keep on learning, and keep believing in yourself. You won't have to believe me. I'm saying this even to my colleagues at school. I'm talking to myself in the mirror, and people tend to think I'm crazy. But that is how you will be able to do what you are supposed to do when you find yourself at such a place, such as this platform, where you have to portray yourself and let people listen to you. And listen to the following. When you fail, and yes, failure happens, it's part of life. Remember, failure is not the end. It's simply the start of a new lesson. There's a saying that says sometimes you win, and people then want to conclude with sometimes you lose. I have a different perspective of that. I say sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. It's not that you have lost. The people who achieve great things are the ones who stand up one more time, even if they were beaten to the ground. And every time getting up until the fat lady sings. So as you leave here today, I want you to remember these three things. The first one talks about or says, dream big. If you don't dream big, how will you be able to accomplish or achieve what you want to achieve if you don't put it in your mind? The Bible says, whatever you are saying first was a thought. So it comes from here, and then you will utter those words. Dream big. Don't let anyone, not even Mr. Kenovan, tell you that your goals are too high. Work hard is the second one. Talent is a gift. And the Bible said, your gift will make room for you. But effort is your superpower. So don't ever take it for granted and think you can do everything without God's help. And the third one says, be kind. Mr. Kenovan, I'm talking to you the loudest. Be kind. I spoke to you and I said I'm going to mention it, and here it comes. Success means nothing if you don't lift others along the way. It means absolute nothing. So I was so amazed what I saw with our fun walk, and I saw the guys with the refreshments as to how they shared amongst each other. I didn't want to tell them. I want to tell them now. I think they know themselves, the ones who were walking with me. So I want to say it again and emphasize it. Be kind. Nothing will fall from you, just to be kind. Success means nothing if you don't lift others along the way. To our educators, thank you for believing in these learners. I know and I can relate for a fact that there were times that they want us to climb up the wall. But in spite of that, they were still performing. Thank you for guiding them and for planting the seeds of knowledge that will grow for years to come. Keep on doing what you are doing, and I can promise you, this will always be your reward. You will never get rich as a teacher. You will never get rich. Your reward comes when you see a child in whose life you have implanted or you have instilled something. When you see him or her walking across a platform where he or she will be acknowledged or recognized for something that they have achieved in life. To our parents, thank you equally for your support, your encouragement, and your endless patience. I asked you earlier, I think there were times that you were getting cross and furious with the educators. How can they give you, your learners, so much homework or so many homework? You know what? There are also learners at the very same school who go and tell a lie at home to say that they don't have any homework. Excuse me? You are at school and you say that you don't have any homework? Let us not dwell too long on that one. But I want to thank you, parents, for everything that you have done. I want to encourage you and plead with you The other day I went on my knees in front of my colleagues. Do you want me to go down on my knees? I can do it again. I want to plead with you and ask you, don't ever take it for granted that they will manage on their own. Please. The grade 7s who will be leaving, can I ask you to please take care of them? They are your children, but they will forever be our learners. Maybe you think I want to be seen here. That's not Quinton Canavan. Quinton Canavan don't even need this thing to talk to you. It's just for the sake that we are live streaming, but I want to plead with you. Don't ever take it lightly and think that the learners will be able to be okay on their own. Are we in agreement? I used to teach maths at school. I'm going to do an estimate. 10, 20, we have approximately 200 parents here. And I only heard approximately 20, 30 who said yes. So the other 170, you think I'm joking when I'm asking this? I'm serious. At the end of the day, it remains your child. And everything that they are supposed to do starts at home. So please, let us not take it for granted. I can't overemphasize it and talk about it. And to the VIPs today, VIPs, very important people or persons, our learners. Thank you for reminding us that the future is bright, full of hope and full of possibility. As we celebrate today, let's make a promise to ourselves to keep on striving, to keep on growing, and to keep on shining. The other day, I felt so good when the head girl of Dr. Block came to me, and she was at Joe Solomon, the head girl of Dr. Block. And I said, God, it's only because of you and because of the parents of this young lady that this could have been possible. So I would like to say to you, because the world is waiting, not Joburg, not Cape Town, the world, Europe, Asia, all those places in the world are awaiting you guys if you put your mind to it. It's waiting for the greatness that's inside each one of you. Once again, I would like to congratulate all of you and ask you to keep on reaching for the stars. And on that very same note, in conclusion, allow me to, on behalf of Joe Solomon Primary School, wish you all parents, as we are going into the festive season, we would like to wish you a Merry Christmas. And for the learners who are going to grade 7, remember we spoke about this just now, and we were actually in agreement. Please take good care of them. But if you need something from Joe Solomon again, please come. You will forever be a household name at our school. For the parents of grade 4, 5, and 6, let's keep on running with endurance. Let's keep on doing good. Nothing will fall from you, and you will reap the fruit one day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Canavan. Dear parents, we have a guest speaker. However, he unfortunately has not arrived yet due to a few complications, but he will join us in good time. With that said, we will be moving on with our program, and once he is with us, we will then call him to the stage. Can I ask Mr. Steenbok and Ms. Titus to ready themselves for the handing over of the grade 4 certificates? Dear parents, this year it was very difficult for learners to be present at this ceremony. Only the top 5 learners for every subject was taken. Marks from term 1, 2, and 3 were taken into account. That means even if a learner achieved 80% for a subject, that particular learner will not receive a certificate because we are only awarding the top 5. highest marks for that subject. We will also be awarding the top 10 learners in each grade with a certificate. These are the learners who maintained an average of 80% and above from term 1 up to term 3. To all the learners who will be awarded today for their hard work and dedication, from our side, congratulations. Same too with the parents. We will now move swiftly along to the grade 4 group. Mr. Steenbok, Ms. Titus, the stage is yours. The learners will be guided to my right. They will exit on my left. And just a friendly reminder to all our learners, you exit on the left and you walk along the wall towards the back of the stage. It is towards the back of the hall. It is only once you have reached the back of the hall that you can proceed to your seats. That is all from me for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity and for this honor. Without wasting any time, let me start right away. The following is the merit certificates where each learner is going to receive a certificate for one subject. Ofente Besana, Afrikaans, 77.3%. Bonolo Matrole, Afrikaans, 79.3%. Devandre Shanek, Afrikaans, 78.3%. Rodwan Goodman, NST, 94.6%. Bonke Malela, Social Science, 90.6%. Remo Tabeti Mukutsani, Social Science, 91.3%. Lakhanya Mutang, S Social Science, 95.3%. Taperon Trapo, Social Science, 92%. We have a request, parents. Let me give an indication when to clap hands so that we clap at the end of every session. I'll give an indication. Thank you. Sonel Plaikis, 91.3%. Zelia Van Sail, Life Skills, 84.6%. Svetlana Julis, Social Science, 90.6%. Sehufato Mujanaha, Mathematics, 84.6%. Danae Davids, Afrikaans Home Language, 72.3%. Keegan Francis, Afrikaans Home Language, 72.3%. Joshua Mayberg, English File, 70.3%. Brian Erasmus, Afrikaans Home Language, 70.3%. Buffalo Mudise, Life Skills, 85.3%. Elroy Ntsani, English File, 76.6%. Jaylene Oman, English File, 72.6%. Rezano Weimers, Life Skills, 84%. That concludes the one subject. Please give them a round of applause. The following learners receive certificates for 2 subjects. Lebogang Masemola for English, home language, 90.3%, social science, 92%. Klotliso Munuko, NST, 93%, social science, 90.6%. Ambrushai Kunene, Afrikaans, 78%, life skills 86.3%. Jade Peterson, mathematics 79.3%, life skills 94.3%. Leon Sekwe, English home language 91.3%, social science 90.6%. Caitlin de Koker, Afrikaans home language 76.3%, English file 71.6%. Alexis Easterbeck, Afrikaans home language, 77%. Mathematics, 80%. They have done well. Please give them a round of applause. Let's now go to 3 subjects. Alima Serame, English, 92%. Life skills, 85.3%. NST, 93%. NST, natural science, everyone. Lukisha Huesan, Afrikaans home language, 75%. English file, 79.3%. Life skills, 88.3%. Well done. Give them a round of applause. Moving on to 4 subjects. Mpho Shuping, English home language 92.3%. Mathematics 80.6%. NST 93.6%. Social science 92%. That's very well. Give her a good round of applause. Yes, yes. She deserved that, the spotlight. Now, we have a little miracle amongst us who has done miracles. 5 subjects. Yes, quickly give her a round of applause. There she is. There she is. Miracle Minis is her name. For Afrikaans, 87.3%. For English, 92.6%. Mathematics, 92%. NST, 96.3%. Social science, 99.3%. Well done, miracles. Well done. Just stay there. Now, we are going to top achievers for each and every subject. And they will receive a medal as well as a certificate. The Mbambo English Home Language Trophy also goes to Miracle. 92.6%. The English Fal Mbambo Pfeiffer Trophy at 79.3%, the recipient Lukisha Hwesen. Give her a round of applause. Afrikaans home language, Alexis Easterbeck at 77%. Listen to this. Afrikaans eerste addisionele taal, Miracle Minis 87.3%. For mathematics, standing at 96, or should I say positioned at 96, because it seems as if she can go up to 100%. It's only for now. At 96.3%, Miracle Minis. Mathematics. And yeah, she wanted to close the chapter. 99.3%. Social science. Also delivering an outstanding performance. Lewensvaardigheid. Lukisha Hwesen, 88.3%. We are going to the top achievers in grade 4. Let me quickly add, I have never seen energetic learners like grade 4s. I used to teach them mathematics, and then I would give them homework. I used to teach them mathematics, and then I would give them homework. And then they would say, "Sir, isn't there more?" Then I would give them more. After that, then they would say, "It's not enough." These grade 4s are really dedicated and they are hard workers. Let's go to top achievers in grade 4. They will receive a certificate. The top 2 will receive a certificate as well as a medal. And the top achiever will receive a small trophy. We will start at position 10. Halima Serame, 81.1%. Very high. This is very high. 81% is not easy. Coming in position 9, Bonolo Matlole, 81.4%. At position 8, Sonel Plaikis, 82.2%. Coming in at 82.9%, Rodwin Goodman. This time I will allow you to give a round of applause for everyone because we are almost done. Jade Peterson, 83.1%. Klotiso Munuko, 83.2%. Mpho Shuping, 84.7%. Lakhanya Mutaung, 83.4%. Coming in at position 2, a good 85%. Amrushai Kunene, give a round of applause. And at position 1, it's all about miracles. Miracles Minis, 91.9%.
Thank you, Mr. Steenbok and Ms. Titus. That was our grade 4 group. Without any delay, can Mr. Chase and Mrs. Pfeiffer please join us as we proceed to the grade 5 group. Thank you.
Good morning once again. The following names that I will read will be merit certificates for one subject. Caden Douts, Afrikaans First Additional Language at 77%. Devanay Maiberg, Afrikaans Eerste Addisionele Taal 76%. Sibongile Tsibani, Social Sciences at 87%. Larissa Anana, Social Sciences at 88%. Courageous Mamome, 86% at Social Sciences. Caden Martin, Afrikaans First Additional Language at 82%. Jasmine Modise, English Home Language at 85%. Onalerona Shanyani, Social Sciences at 88%. Lisego Mabusa, English Home Language, 87%. Shay Olifant, Mathematics, 93%. Riley Stallenberg, English Home Language at 85%. Taylor Machaka, English First Additional Language at 84%. Prince Shuping, Natural Sciences and Technology, 90%. Bonolo Makanyani, Life Orientation at 85%. Rebaneo Richard at 86% for Life Orientation. Mercy Tace, English First Additional Language at 84%. Damien Weimers, Afrikaans Huistaal, 72%. Let's please give them a round of applause. The next group of learners that I will be reading will be for two subjects. Boitsepo Malikhetla, Social Sciences, 88%, Mathematics, 95%. Oratilwe Mochuari, English Home Language at 87%, Afrikaans First Edition Language, 75%. Kanya Polisa, Social Sciences at 87%, Afrikaans First Edition Language, 76%. Bohlali Tsatsinyani, Social Sciences at 88%, English Home Language at 87%. Chardonnay Boyson, Life Orientation at 86%, English First Edition Language at 84%. Jordan van Heerden, Life Orientation at 88%, Afrikaans Huistaal 72%. Let's please give them a round of applause. The following learners that I will be reading have achieved a merit certificate in 4 subjects. Kimelo Tsobani, Social Sciences, 88%. Mathematics, 92%. NST, 93%. English Home Language, 86%. Matthew Adams, Natural Sciences and Technology, 90%. English First Additional Language, 89%. Mathematics, 93%. Afrikaans, Home Language, 76%. Joyce Prince, NST, 93%. English First Additional Language, 86%. Life Orientation, 89%. Afrikaans, Huistaal, 74%. Linda van Wyk, NST, 92%. English First Additional Language, 86%. Mathematics, 91%. Afrikaans Huistaal, 78%. Can we please give them a round of applause? Next, I will be reading the top achievers per subject, which will receive a medal and a certificate. The Audrey Versace Floating Trophy for English Home Language will be going to Lisego Mabusa at 87%. The English First Additional Language, or let me rather start over by saying the Renee Pfeiffer Floating Trophy for English First Additional Language will be going to Matthew Adams at 89%. Parents, a kind reminder, please hold the clapping of hands until we have called all of the learners to the stage. Thank you. Afrikaans Huistaal, Linda van Wyk, 78%. Afrikaans eerste addisionele taal, Caden Martin at 82%. Mathematics, Boitsepo Malikhetla at 95%. NST goes to Kimelo Tsobani at 93%. Next for social sciences, we have Boshali Tsatsinyani at 88%. Then lastly, we have Joyce Prince at 89% for life orientation. Let us please give them a round of applause. Next, I will be reading the top 10 achievers for grade 5. In 10th position, with 80.7%, we have Riley Stallenberg. In 9th position, with 80.9%, we have Boshali Tsatsinyani. In 8th position, with 81.7%, we have Shay Olifant. In 7th position, with 82.2%, Joyce Prince. At 6th position, with 82.7%, Oratilwe Mochuari. In 5th position, with 83.89%, Kanya Polisa. In 4th position, with 83.94%, we have Kimelo Tsobani. In 3rd position, with 84%, we have Matthew Adams. In 2nd position, with 84.1%, Linda van Wyk. Then in 1st place, with 84.2%, who will also be awarded the Vernal April Floating Trophy, Boitsepo Marigetla. Let us please give them a round of applause. Thank you, grade 5s. You may now exit on my left.
Thank you, Mr. Tace and Mrs. Pfeiffer. I would now like to call upon Mrs. Jacobs to present the certificates for the Elsin class. First up, we have Angelina Jordan with a certificate for goeie vordering. Next, we have Osman Malefani with a certificate for good progress. Then we have Valentino Naidu, also with a certificate for good progress. Next, we have Bokang Moloi, also with a certificate for good progress. And last but not least, I would like to call upon the following learner who will receive the Mogorosi Memorial Floating Trophy for best progress and good behavior, no one other than Minentle Mbobo. Can we have a round of applause for them? Thank you. They will now leave the stage as we get ready for the grade 6 group. Can I ask Ms. Martin to join me as she will hand over the certificates to the grade 6 group. We will proceed. The first group of learners are receiving merit certificates for one subject. First up, we have Shiloh de Kweker with an average of 87.7% for English home language. Then, Riatile Mutlabani with an average of 90.3% for English home language. Neo Damani achieved 84.3% for life skills. Javier Morris achieved an average of 85% in life skills. Lisakanya Nkolisa achieved 97.4% in natural sciences and technology. Pumolo Ntatiso achieved 88% for mathematics. Jodine Sawyers achieved 90.3% for Afrikaans eerste addisionele taal. Ronaldo Buffel achieved 84.7% for English first additional language. Ronikela Kemp achieved 85.7% in English FAL. Next, we have Caleb Weimers, who achieved 83% in Afrikaans huistaal. Nomtandazo Makapela achieved 86% in Afrikaans huistaal. We now move on to the learners with two subjects, but before we do so, can we give them a warm round of applause, please? Learners who achieved merit certificates in two subjects. Dylan Makomo achieved 89% in Afrikaans eerste addisionele taal and 84% in life skills. Mahlonolo Mahlatsi achieved 85% in Afrikaans eerste addisionele taal and 88.3% in social sciences. Naledi Mugeti achieved 88.7% in mathematics and 90.3% in social sciences. Riobone Skippers achieved 83.7% in life skills and 96.3% in NST. Kaylee van Wyk achieved 86.7% in Afrikaans huistaal and 89.7% in English first additional language. Runashe Ya Josephs achieved 83.7% in Afrikaans huistaal and 89.3% in English FAL. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Next, we have a single learner that achieved or will receive merit certificates for 3 subjects. Leandre Klaassen achieved 89.3% in Afrikaans huistaal, 87% in English vaal, and 80.3% in sosiale wetenskappe. Let's give her a round of applause, please. This is where things become a bit tricky. These learners skipped 4 subjects and went straight to 5. First up, we have Muliano Stallenberg. He achieved 92.3% in English home language, 97% in mathematics, 86% in life skills, 98% in NST, and 93% in social sciences. Fighting back for the girls, we have Matlotlo Matlatsi, who achieved 89.3% in English home language, 85.7% in Afrikaans Eerste Addisionele Taal, 95.7% in mathematics, 94.3% in NST, and 85.3% in social sciences. Can we give them a round of applause, please? The next learner outdid herself. She will receive a merit certificate for 6 subjects. Ready yourself. This is a mouthful. She achieved 90% in English home language, 89.7% in Afrikaans Eerste Addisionele Taal, 94.7% in mathematics, 86% in life skills, 96% in NST, and 90.7% in social sciences. I present to you Olerato Finger. Thank you. Next, the top achievers per subject will each receive a medal and a certificate, although there are a few floating trophies going around as well. First up, receiving the Grant Bekers floating trophy for best achievement in English home language with an average of 89.3% is Muliano Stallenberg. Don't come to me, sir. Just receiving the Visagie Bekers floating trophy for best achievement in English vaal with an average of 89.7% is Kaylee van Wyk. Top achiever in Afrikaans huistaal with an average of 89.3%, Leandre Klaassen. Top achiever in Afrikaans Eerste Addisionele Taal with an average of 90.3%, Jodine Sawyers. Top achiever in mathematics with an average of 96.7%. He stands right next to me, Muliano Stallenberg. Muliano Stallenberg, please stay there. Just stay there. Don't move. Don't go anywhere. Top achiever in natural sciences and technology with an average of 98%, Muliano Stallenberg. Don't. Hy's hastig, man. The next top achievement is shared by 2 learners. Muliano will be joined by Olerato Finger, as both achieved an average of 86% for life skills. Olerato, don't go anywhere, just stay there. For sosiale wetenskappe, with an average of 90.7%, our top achiever is Olerato Finger. Can we give them a round of applause, please? You guys are allowed to smile on here, nah? Don't be angry, guys. Now, to our top 10 achievers. Each of the top achievers will receive a certificate, and the top 2 will receive a certificate along with a medal, and the top achiever will receive a small trophy and a certificate. In 10th place, Joining me here on the stage with an average of 82.1%, Sizipo Ngozo. In ninth place, with an average of 82.5%, Pumulo Ntatiso. Leandre Klaassen comes in at 8th place with an average of 83.4%. Very well done. In 7th position, Kaylee van Wyk achieved 83.7%. In 6th place, Jodine Sawyers achieved an average of 84.1%. Now we're into the top 5. These learners don't play. Or they do play, but not very lot. As you can see, they know how to work. In 5th position, with an average of 85.3%, Naledi Muketi. In 4th place, with an average of 86.7%, Mahlonolo Mahlatsi. Joining her sister in 3rd place, with an average of 87.9%, Matlotlo Mahlatsi. You can see their parents are really having a handful, and I think your hard work is paying off. In 2nd position and 1st position, it's a close contest. They were separated by a small margin. In 2nd position, with an average of 91.2%, I present to you Ulerato Finger. That leaves number 1 up for grabs. Only the second thorn amongst the roses here. Our top achiever in grade 6 with an average of 91.3%, Muliano Stallenberg. Can we give them a round of applause as they leave the stage? That was grade 6. We will now be moving to the sport and culture section of our program. Pardon me, forgive me, Colin. We are moving to the induction of the prefects. That was my mistake, forgive me. May I call Mr. O'Brien and Ms. Shebe to the stage as they will handle this part of our program. Achterom. As previously stated, I will be joined by Mr. O'Brien and Ms. Shebe.
Good afternoon to everyone present. Welcome SGB, honored guest. I would like to call on the prefects of 2025, and I would like to thank them for everything that they have done and meant to our school.
is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle, and makes his own. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle.
Prefix of 2025.
Go light your world.
Like I mentioned earlier, it has been a very tough year, full of challenges, full of hard work. And I know it was not easy. But through all of this, you guys stood strong. Through all the challenges, all the storms, you guys stood strong. And I thank you for making the effort through all of this. I would like to call on Teacher Shebe just to come and introduce our new prefix for 2026. Parents, please note on the following that the announcements of the head boy and head girl and the vice deputy head boy and head girl will be made next year after careful consideration and evaluation. So for now, I would like to call Teacher Shebe and introducing our new prefix for 2026.
Good morning, family and friends. I'd like to call the new prefix to the front, please. As they are making their way up to the front, something I heard profound saying that our youth today is not our future generation, they are our now generation. So it's up to us as teachers as well, and as our youth to start making a difference. And that is for our new future leaders of Joe Solomon.
See now your sister, she's been robbed and lied to, still holds a candle without a flame. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the
Trimoratile Liari. Uwami Mboka. Uslahli Mposi. Tandoletu Rapitse. Lucanyo Ntsakana. Orori Singh Plaiki. Neo Damani. Olerato Finger. Masiho Ketsi. Dylan Makomo. Maslo Nolo Maklatsi. Moali Mudise. Naledi Mugetti, Javier Morris, Kumo Rapau, Reboni Skeepers, Muliano Stallenberg, Karabo Ditebe, Geneva Jacobs, Matlotlo Maklatsi, Isenatin Kosi Malchas, Mercy Malau, Zizipo Ngozo, Pomolo Tantiso, Onaliruna Ntako, Jodine Swayers, Kilebuile Sefujani, Amakle Silo, Ricardo Wesenaar, Rauni Kemp, Kylie van Wyk, Kylem van Wyk, Luciano van Wyk. Guys, can you move closer together, please? Leandre Klaassen. And then finally, Noah Ohain. Can we please give a round of applause to our new prefects?
Thank you so much, Teacher Shebe. In front of me, I've got the prefect oath or guidelines, as they state. And one thing that comes up a lot in this oath is the word must be. And the meaning of must be simply states something is necessary to happen or is very likely to be true. It is used for rules, duties, and strong recommendations. I would like to start off with the standards we expect from our prefects. Neatness on oneself and work, discipline, reliable. Sure. Now, the word reliable also means something or someone that is consistent, dependable, trustworthy, faithful, and to be counted on. A lot of responsibilities, a lot of big words, a lot of words that we take so easily for granted. Reliable. Are we reliable? Can we be trusted on as parents and as learners, adults in this world? Then must have integrity at all times. And the meaning simply states there again, to be honest, to have strong moral principles, doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It's a lot to take in. Then, the following characteristic traits are expected of a prefect: to be loyal, helpful, to have a purposeful ambition, to be sympathetic, and be a diligent worker. That simply means to be a hard worker. They must be loyal. Loyal to themselves, loyal to the name, loyal to the family, and most of all, loyal to the school. They must be persistent. Persistent also means the word steadfastness. To be steadfast in your faith, to be steadfast in who you are, to be a persistent person, always the same. Must be active in all school activities. It's very sometimes difficult to be active in everything that is done. Maybe we all not do have the same talents, but we need to be active, no matter how big or how small we are. We all have an active role to play. And to be a positive leader in class. Leadership also means the act of guiding, influencing, motivating a group towards a common goal. And we all need to have a goal. We need to have guidance. We need to be able to influence someone positively. And through your selection so far, that is the traits that we saw inside of you. And then, class of 2025, our leaders. Martin, will you please make your way, as well as Sibusiso James, just for your word of motivation.
Goeiedag aan ons hoof, meneer Kennewan, die SGB, ons onderwysers, ouers en al die leerders teenwoordig vandag. Dit is 'n voorreg om as hoofdogter van Jo Solomon hier te staan. To my fellow learners, congratulations on all your achievements. May you continue to grow in your academic lives. I am very proud of you. To our parents, thank you for the never-ending support, love and guidance. We dedicate our achievements to you. To our educators, we are in debt to you for all the wisdom and knowledge you instilled in us. May you never get tired of the work you do. As my mom always says, one learner at a time. I would like to leave the prefects of 2026 and all the educators with the following quote. Before you act, listen. Before you react, think. Before you pray, forgive. And before you quit, try. Thank you.
Please don't laugh at my son, Dynamite. You know what they say about Dynamite? Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Mr. James, the head boy of 2025. I would firstly like to thank our Heavenly Father for the opportunity. Welcome to our guests, the principal, SGB members, teachers, and parents. This year has been very challenging. Through perseverance and the help from God, where my strength comes from, I have managed till here. The question would often come up, am I doing the right thing and what is expected from me? It would not matter what was said about me, I never gave up hope. I left it all in God's hands because I knew if I did my best, that God would do the rest. Being a prefect taught me a lot. One needs to be confident, steadfast, and believe in yourself no matter what. Message to the prefects of 2026, know that you should never stand alone and that unity brings strength. Thank you to all the teachers at Jo Solomon who played a role in my life, no matter how big or small. You made me the man I am today. To the parents, never stop supporting your children, for God gave you a present and it needs to be taken care of. For the Bible says, let the children come to me. I thank you.
Thank you to our leaders of 2025. I just want to mention something that Mr. Kennevan mentioned earlier about learning from our mistakes. And it's something I wrote on the board, and I think the learners can quote me on that already. There's no such thing as a mistake unless you learn from it. There is no such thing as a mistake unless you learn from it. So, we'll make mistakes, but we will learn from them. Sir, may I please just ask for the candle song, please? Prefects of 2025, you have the privilege and honor to hand over your candle to our next leaders. Thank you.
Whose hearts are blazing, so let's raise our candles and light up the sky, praying to our Father in the name of Jesus. Make us a beacon in darkest times, so carry your candle to the darkness, seek out the helpless, deceived and poor. Hold out your candle for all to see. Take your candle, go light your way.
Prefects, it's your turn to carry your candle and never let your flame go out. Keep your candle on high and show the light wherever you may go. Thank you so much. Excuse me.
Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world. In every song, so there comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
We can't go on pretending day by day
that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We're all a part of God's great big family,
and the truth, you know, love is all we need.
we are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we'll make it, or we're saving our own lives.
It's true, make a better day, just you and me.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien, Ms. Shebe, and the prefects of old and new. The current group of prefects told me they don't like to be called old. I don't know if they are becoming aware of their age or if it's just a matter of feeling like they are now forgotten. I can assure you, you are not. We have now reached the part of our program where we are going to honor the learners who achieved things outside of the classroom. We have academic achievements, and then we also have achievements in sports and culture. I'm going to ask Mr. Ledimo to please join me as we start with the mathematics department. Mr. Ledimo. This year, our mathematics department entered our learners into the Mangaung Mathematics PLC Olympiads. The competition was tough, and our learners rolled with the punches. They punched back. Some of them came up victorious, and some lived to fight another day. The learners that I am going to call to the stage now received certificates for their participation. Lakanya Mutang, Lebogang Masimola, Ponolo Matlole, Lebo Netavani, Boitsipo Madikhetla, Linda van Wyk, Olerato Finger, Kylie van Wyk, Tesneem El Khadir, Ufense Steenbok, and Keandre Ridgard. I will ask that we hold our applause until they have all made their way to the stage. The following learners have represented us very well, starting with Kemelo Tsobane, who achieved a second position in grade 5 Olympiad. He received a certificate and a silver medal. Matlotlo Masatsi received the first position, or she attained first position in the grade 6 Olympiad, and she received a certificate and a gold medal. Well done to both our learners. We are extremely proud of your achievement. In the same Olympiad, our school, Joe Solomon Primary, received a trophy for an overall third position. A special thank you goes out to Mr. Ledimo, the coach, for always going the extra mile and sacrificing your time to prepare learners so well. Your hard work, sir, is very much appreciated. The mathematics department also entered some of our learners for the district mental maths competition. They performed well at the cluster competition and proceeded to the district competition. Thank you to the learners who always do their best in representing Joe Solomon. A heartfelt thank you goes out again to Messrs. Ledimo and Mr. Steenbok, who always go beyond what is expected. The following learners will receive certificates for their participation in the mental maths competition. Lebogang Masimola for his participation, in grade 4. Miracle Minis. Tsepo Madikhetla for participation in grade 5. Matlotlo Masatsi for participation in grade 6. Olerato Finger for participation also in grade 6. Moving to grade 7, Onela Nojoko for her participation in grade 7. as well as Keandre Redgard for his participation in grade 7. These are our mathematicians. Can we please give them a round of applause? You may now leave the stage to our right, to my left, sorry. Your left. Thank you. Moving on to the coding and robotics. In 2024, we saw the introduction of the Coding Robotics Club. Without hesitation, our learners bravely stepped into the unknown and quickly found their feet. In 2025, the Coding and Robotics Club was represented by 2 teams across 2 competitions and in a weekly Coding and Robotics community project organized and hosted by the University of the Free State. Our grade 6 team excelled in the inaugural Interstate Bus Lions competition and finished in 2nd place in their respective age group. The grade 7 group had the honor of competing in both the Interstate Bus Lions competition and the provincial round of the Spring Bots competition. They represented us very well and clinched the 3rd place finish in both competitions. Both groups will receive their certificate of participation and respective trophies for their finish in the interstate competition. We bid farewell to our grade 7 group as they receive their certificate of participation in the Joe Solomon Primary School Coding and Robotics team. Starting with the interstate competition, Twanelo Mawela will receive his certificate for participation in the interstate competition. Muliano Stallenberg will also receive his certificate for participation in the coding and robotics competition at Interstate. Next, we have Ororiseng Plaiki, Jodine Sawyers, and lastly, representing the grade 6 group who finished 2nd in that said competition, Lucanyo Nzekana. Can we give them a round of applause as they leave the stage? The bright lights are doing things to them today. Grade 7. Presenting first, Siamo Sediani will receive his certificate for participation in the coding and robotics team. Next, Keandre Redgard will receive his certificate for the interstate competition, as well as the coding and robotics team, and his medal for the Springboks team. Latita Mashamvu will receive her certificate for the interstate competition, the Springboks medal, as well as a certificate for the Joe Solomon Coding and Robotics team. Matsuko Masimola will receive her certificate for the interstate competition, as well as the Springboks medal and the Joe Solomon Primary School Coding and Robotics team. Sibusiso James, our head boy of 2025, will receive his medal for the Springboks team, a certificate for the interstate competition, as well as a certificate for the Joe Solomon Primary School Coding and Robotics team. Next, we have Amoelang Matsa, who will receive a certificate for the interstate team, as well as his Joe Solomon Primary School Coding and Robotics certificate. Lastly, Sindile Abrams will receive his certificate for the Coding and Robotics team, as well as his participation for the Interstate Bus Lions competition. In addition, he will also receive his medal for the Springboks competition. That is our grade 7 team. We bid farewell to them. Can we have a round of applause, please? You may leave the stage. Next on our program, we are going to deal with the Scholar Patrol. In our presence, we welcome today Mr. Andrew Ramutsendela, Acting Director for Road Safety and Capacity Building, the Deputy Director, Mayor Moretlo Julius. The representative making her way to the stage is the Road Safety Officer, Ms. Nancy Vollenhoven. We also welcome Mayor Pindi Chabalala, and lastly, Nomsa Usakwe. Thank you for your contribution. I will now hand over to Mayor Nancy to explain just how important this particular aspect of schooling is. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Canavan, the principal, members of the SGB, parents, learners. Last but not least, my team, thank you for representing me, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to stand here on your behalf. Now, first and foremost, like Mr. Beekers has said, have already alluded, I am from the Department of Community Safety, Roads and Transport, under the leadership of MEC Jabu Mbalula and Dr. Masego Chabalala. Now, ours as road safety practitioners or road safety officers, and Mr. Canavan, I must add, amongst your SGB members, is one of my old deputy directors. He used to lead us in road traffic safety, Pastor Nchupi. And it gives me great pleasure to stand here in front of you just to speak a little bit on my learners here, or my kids, as I call them. Thank you, Mr. Canavan, and the school at large for affording us the opportunity to be part of the school. As my deputy director normally say, a school with a name and a surname. That's Joe Solomon for you. Now, in the beginning of the year, or not in the beginning of the year, we had this project for many, many years. But I think under the leadership of Mr. O'Brien, Mr. Beekers, and Mr. Ward, I was given the opportunity to lead the Scholar Patrol team once again. Now, when we talk about road safety, I'm extremely passionate, ladies and gentlemen. It says to me, road safety starts with me. Now, our learners here, they are the ambassadors of the school when it comes to road safety. They are the ones who make sure the other learners arrive safe at school or leave school safely so. Now, the short message that I have for you today is for me to say, road safety in its essence or in its capacity, it says to me is very important. Now, normally what we do as parents, we make a mistake of saying to the little one, you can cross, but not at the right place. Now, me and my team there were the ones who came to the school and came up with us to say, no, man, in front of the school gate, there's a pedestrian crossing. It's very important for me to cross at that pedestrian crossing because it means I'm safe. It means I'm taken care of. As a learner who attends Joe Solomon Primary School. Now, road safety, like I've alluded or like I've said, our kids mimic what we do. If I'm a parent and I teach my child not to cross at the right place, it sends a wrong message to say, or it says to me, or it says to that child, it's okay for me to cross randomly so, not at the designated place. So in other words, When we talk about road safety, Mr. Canavan, I can talk the whole day about road safety, but I'm just going to talk about snippets of how important road safety is. We need to teach our children to walk on the right side of the road, to always face oncoming traffic, to always be vigilant of our surroundings wherever we go. Remember, after school, a lot can happen, or to school, a lot can happen. Now, just quickly, if I'm a pedestrian, if I'm walking on the left-hand side, if anything happens at my back, am I going to be able to see what's happening? No, I'm not. So for me, in essence, I need to always face oncoming traffic. Now, that's what we teach or taught my Scholar Patrol team to say, be on the lookout. If you see a child not crossing on the pedestrian crossing, you call out the child to say, you must come and cross here because there's a reason why that pedestrian crossing is there. Now, when I talk about my surroundings, that one is very important as well. Always, always, we need to teach our kids to be on the lookout for stray cars that we don't know about. Now, of late, our learners have cell phones. This thing is very dangerous. Now, what they normally do, they have these headsets. They walk in the middle of the road. They don't have a care about motorists. They don't have a care about what's happening around them. Now, today, I'm not just going to say it to them as well, I'm going to say it to our parents as well in here. We need to teach our kids to be aware of our surroundings, especially now that the cases of human trafficking, missing kids, as huge as I am or as big as I am as an adult, I can be trafficked and I can be kidnapped. Now, we might think that being a Scholar Patrol, be on the Scholar Patrol team, it's something that is very little or very small. It's not. That's a huge responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, if I must add. My team there makes it a point each and every day, come rain or shine. They are there in their uniform, escorting those kids and tell them to say, okay, fine, we need to cross here. Nou, wat het ongemaklik of moeilik maak vir die onderwysers en onderwyseresse in die skool self. Wanneer ek my kind los hierso en ek sê vir die kind hardloop oor, hy kind gaan nie rondkyk nie. That kid is not going to be able to look on both sides. What they normally do, they just run across. And it's not safe. Dis nie veilig nie. Ek moet die kind se hand vashou, vir hom of vir haar sê, luister hierso, jy gaan op die regte plek, gaan jy oorgaan, tot en met jy veilig is in die schoolyard in. Now, without any further ado, I have something very small that when I was scrolling through my phone or checking before I leave or before I call them up to the stage to receive their certificates, that we as the department, together with the school, have arranged for them, just to say thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for always being on time. Sometimes when I get there and I said, Mr. O'Brien, they're not here, Mr. And for that, I thank you. Now, before I call you to stage, I have something here. It says to me, the author is unknown. It reads as follows. A snake began to chase a firefly that only lived to shine. The firefly stopped and said to the snake, can I ask you only 3 questions? The snake said, yes. And the firefly said, do I belong to your food chain? The snake said, no. Did I do anything to you? The snake said, Then why do you want to devour me? The snake replied, because I can't stand to see you shine. Now, the moral of the story, often some people can't stand to see you shine, and that's why they act like snakes, silent and ready to destroy you. That's the bitter truth. Now, with those words, ladies and gentlemen, it says to me, when it's your time, no one can stop it, because I, the Lord, has made it possible. Whether you like it or not, they can go and they can turn and they can do whatever. But if Jesus Christ or God Himself has picked you out from the crowd, stand tall and say, it's my time to shine. Now, with those words, I would like to say, Mr. Biekas, I think we need to call upon my team to come and deliver the certificates. I thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vollenhoven. First up, we have Trinity Chimombe, Lindo Kuhle Jasoni, Uratile Hlombani, Sibusiso James, Kamuelo Kashe, Akona Langeveld, Vaneshri Ludik, Latoya McDonald, Kumkani Mukhato, Ligan Martin, Amoelang Matza, Rabia Mohammed, Bukamusho Mole, Urenilwe Musenyana, Simpue Mchale. It appears he is absent. Onela Nojoko, Buntle Peters, Lisicho Pesa, Litlotlo Peku will also receive in her absence. Zoe Samela, Koliswa Sirengwane, also absent unfortunately. Offense Steenbok, and last but not least, Nomtandazo Williams. These are the learners that ensure our learners cross the road and enter the schoolyard safely. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Thank you very much, Mr. O'Brien. Ms. Van Vollenhoven, you may leave the stage. Learners? May I call upon Mr. Ledimo to join me once more as we hand over certificates of participation or medals to our soccer boys. As they make their way to the stage, the under 11 and under 13 boys recently represented our school in a soccer tournament where they achieved gold and bronze respectively. The following under 11 boys will receive gold medals along with a certificate of participation, starting with Bronwyn Kwata, Lebogang Matofani is unfortunately absent today. Offense Gaudi, Samkelo Riddles, Refense Africa, Khoitsimodimo Mokomela, Lebogang Sieng, Caden Martin, Danray Davids, Olerato Madumo, and Jade De Vere. Can we give them a warm round of applause before our under 13 team takes the stage? You boys can stay, huh? Don't go yet. Calling on our under 13 team who achieved or attained bronze medals at the same tournament. Firstly, Lonwabo Tafane, Logan Orion, Dylan Makomo, Naledi Diamond, Mario Goeieman, Sheridan Kotwane, Pomolo Ntatiso, and lastly Cameron Khatlane. Thank you very much, Mr. Ledimo and Mr. Steenbok and all the men in charge of the soccer teams. We can give them a round of applause as they leave the stage. Next, we have our under 13 netball girls who achieved silver medals for taking part in a tournament recently. They will be presented with their medals by Ms. Shebe. First up is the captain, Legan Martin. Elam Matlendoda. Laslyn Prince. Refilwe Peterson. Palisa Liba, who is unfortunately absent. Shompo Mia. Nomtandazo Williams. Michaeline Hamad. Amoelang Pasha. Can we give them a round of applause? I think we can do better than that. I know it's been a long day, but let's do a little better than that. Thank you. Ladies, you may leave the stage. We have now reached the part in our program where we will present the sports person of the year with their rewards. I would like to call upon our SGB chairperson and our principal to present the two ladies with their respective reward. I think parents will agree with me when I say a child in sport is a child out of court. It's an old saying, but we should not lose sight of the significance of extramural activities. As parents and educators, we would like to see our children developed in totality. And that is why we want to encourage them to enroll in sport, music, and other cultural activities. We are proud to announce that this year we have 2 learners who have represented the Free State Province in their respective sporting codes. One represented the Free State in table tennis during the September holiday, and although she didn't win her matches, We are still immensely proud of her for going that far and doing her best. The other learner represented the Cheetahs in girls rugby earlier this year. Her team received a trophy for a tournament they clinched. Ladies and gentlemen, these two will share the Sports Person of the Year for 2025, and they are Latita Maslamvu in grade 7 and Lakisha Niels in grade 5. As you can see, the ladies are taking it forward for our school. Can we give them one last round of applause as they receive their awards? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ladies. You may leave the stage. We have now reached the stage in our program where our honored guest will make his appearance. Our next speaker, like I said, is our guest of honor. He is a shining example of the heights one can reach with persistent, dedicated effort and an unrelenting desire to seek self-improvement and to contribute to the upliftment of oneself and those around us. One of Joe Solomon's very own, a product of Heidedal, who now serves as a beacon of hope and a standard we should all aim to achieve. A man who can proudly showcase a doctorate in health professions education. He currently serves as the HOD of Clinical Sciences at the Central University of Technology. Please ready the stage with a warm round of applause for our guest of honor, none other than Dr. Renee Botha.
Good afternoon, everybody. Goedemiddag allemaal. I feel extremely important, and I want to thank also the organizers as well as the kind introduction that I've received here this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. And I want to apologize because I was actually supposed to come a little bit earlier, but unfortunately I had something urgent to do at my office. Now, as you can see, I hope you are able to see my slideshow. As you can see in my slideshow over here, there is no title really to the slideshow, and I think that the head boy, Mr. Dynamite, actually gave me my title that I actually want to talk about today, to say that I would not be the man that I am today. So thank you very much to the head boy for that specific one over there. Okay, so I am Renee Botha, as I was introduced over here. I was born at Pelanomi. I'm from Daily Straat over there, just around the corner from Joe Solomon. And I have the privilege to have done, now I'm going to brag a little bit. Nah. I have 4 degrees, so I have 4 qualifications. And I've also been very fortunate to go overseas to more than 13 countries. So that was truly a great experience for me. So, Mr. Kennevan, why am I saying all of these things today? No, it is not to brag. It is maybe to talk towards the people that we are celebrating today as well. But I think I brought a little bit something for everybody. I brought a little bit for the pupils, meaning the learners that we are celebrating, as well as the other learners that might not be here today. I also brought a little bit of something for the parents, as well as a little bit of something for the teachers. So, as I said, I am from Daly Street, over there where the X indicates, and I used to walk around the corner to come to Joe Solomon. Now, I want to talk a little bit today a lot about mentorship, especially. I was very privileged to come up in a house where I had a mother and a father who was very present in my life. They shared with me daily activities. They were always curious to find out what is happening. Unfortunately, my father died at a rather early stage in my life, but my mother had to take over the reins. And I always, when I talk about my mother, I always say that my mother is the strongest man that I know. She instilled in me certain values, certain beliefs. She made me believe in myself and made me feel that I can accomplish anything. So that is where it started for me. And as you can see over there in the one side, I also received a diploma, or quite a few diplomas at Joe Solomon, but that was quite a few years back. So when we talk about mentorship, the history of mentorship, it comes from a poem that was written by Homer called the Odyssey, and it talks about what a mentor is. Now, a mentor is a teacher, somebody who provides guidance, somebody that provides support, and we all need these individuals in our lives. So, as I said, I stayed around the corner from Joe Solomon, and I was very fortunate that when I came to Joe Solomon in 1979, I think the mothers and fathers around here were not born even yet in 1979. So when I was in Sub A, that's what it was called in those days, I also had some mentors here. And I'm talking here about Mr. Kennevan, and not your Mr. Kennevan, our Mr. Kennevan. So Mr. Kennevan Sr. that we had over here, he was the headmaster at Joe Solomon. And who can forget Mr. Dougie Colbert? Mr. Dougie Colbert had his own peculiar way of doing things, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So these were the people that I engaged here, the teachers that we engaged at the school. And the one thing that they learned me is constancy to purpose. Now, what is our purpose in coming to school? Our purpose in coming to school is to learn, to experience new things, to broaden our knowledge. And I thought I must show you my diploma. So I'm not lying. As you can see, this one was for die beste leerling in wetenskap in 1985. Yeah, so that is quite some time back, but I thought I should bring it here. I still have it. It's actually in my office. So when you talk about mentorship, it's also important to realize that those people that you surround yourself with plays an important part in your life. And here we're also talking about friends, not only the teachers as mentors, but also your friends. So when I was in Standard 3, that is grade 5 in today's language. So when I was in Standard 3, I had this bunch of friends. And we actually made a bet with ourselves to say that we're going to see who is the best learner in Standard 3. And you know what the bet was? You know, we didn't have money. We were lucky if we got money once a month from our parents. Do you know what the bet was? The person who won would get a chappie. But not the chappies that you guys know. When I was young and we were at school, there were those big chappies. I don't know if you can remember those big chappies, but that is the prize that we won. So when I went to Dr. Block, I also met individuals like, for instance, Mr. Muti. I think a lot of you also know Mr. Muti. And Mr. Muti also had some advice for us. Mr. Muti spoke about the fact that when you engage, when you are doing your schoolwork, it's important to realize that there are only 3 words towards success. And those words are work, work, work. And that is all it is. Work consistently. Work whenever you can. Work with a chommy. That is a very important one. Get yourself into a club of people. When I was at university, I had a couple of friends and we formed our own study club. And we also competed with each other. So these guys were also my mentors to a certain extent. Now, everything that I've spoken about now talks towards external motivation. But if you look at the graphic that we're showing over there, if we talk about motivation, motivation has 2 big components. The one is external and the other one is internal. When we talk about external, those are all the examples that I've used now. Your mother and father at home being your motivators, your mentors that you have at school, your teachers, but also your class friends can also act in this capacity. But as you can see from this graphic, that the biggest portion of motivation comes from intrinsic motivation. Now, this is the motivation that comes from you as an individual. So if I were to try to describe what I'm talking about, I can only make an example of myself. I have a natural curiosity. So in order to satisfy that curiosity of mine, I continued in investigating, in learning, and in researching. Not for the sake of getting the information, but for that satisfaction, that sense of achievement. And that is why we do things for ourselves. And as I said earlier, if you look at the graphic over there, motivation from other people can only take you so far. You also is supposed to be your biggest motivator at the end of the day. So we are doing celebration today. We are celebrating you as the top achievers of this school, the curious ones, the intuitive ones, the ones that excel, that go beyond what is required from them, the change agents. And by the way, it's his birthday today, ne? So when I was in grade 8, ne? Standard 6, grade 8, Mr. Colbert over here, for those of you who know him, he was a very strict guy, and I actually received corporal punishment in grade 8 for my handwriting. But in any case, it's his birthday today. So let's celebrate that side over there. So we're talking about the change agents. So what are we talking about? We are saying that the learners that we are celebrating today, the ones that went beyond the brief that was required from them. And why did they do this? At the end of the day, when we improve ourselves, it's not only about ourselves. Now, it's just like when you take a piece of stone and you throw it into a pebble, then it makes those rings and it goes wider and wider. So if we have this steadfastness in improving ourselves, it is also going to spill over to our families, our neighborhoods, our community, our Heidedal, as well as South Africa at large. So if you remember one thing that I spoke of today, it would be the middle slide over there. Surround yourselves with those people that have the same mission as you, those that have the same ideas, those that have the same interest in you, those who want to take it to the next level. So thank you very much yet again for this invitation to be here this morning, or this afternoon, I should say, to speak a little bit to you. And I hope that you are going to progress even further and get more and more and more diplomas and medals, so that one day the school will ask you to come and stand in front here, and you will be able to say, I am because of Joe Solomon, the man that I am. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our guest speaker in appreciation of his attendance and his wise words. Ms. Martin will hand over a gift to say thank you. I hope our grades 6, 7, 5 and 4 learners have seen what you can achieve if you put your mind to it. Thank you once more. We have reached the peak of our program, and in order to take us further, Mr. Steenbok will be welcomed to the stage. He will be joined by Mr. O'Brien as they will hand over the certificates to our grade 7 learners. Can I please ask to the learners who received the floating trophies, please take note that those have to be returned at the end of the ceremony today. You will have more than enough time to take pictures with them as you please, but please be so kind to return them to the stage for us. Thank you. Can I also ask the other learners and parents? I know it has been a very long program. We appreciate your patience, but can we please limit our movement until the end of the program? Mr. Steenbok, Mr. O'Brien, over to you.
Thank you so much. I will proceed. Caleb Fredericks, Creative Arts, 83.7%. This is for one subject, ladies and gentlemen. Ligon Martin, Afrikaans, first additional language, 89.3%. Matsemula, Matsiho, Afrikaans, first additional, 82%. Zoe Samela, Afrikaans first additional, 83.7%. Carlin Lutz, Technology, 94.3%. Tandaza Reku, Creative Arts, 86%. Nom Tandaza Williams, English Home Language, 89%. Darren Masdorp, Economic EMS, 91.7%. Daphne Weimers, Economic Management Sciences, 88%. Farisha Kasim, Afrikaans Heistal, 84.7%. Denito Meyer, Natuurwetenskappe, 93.3%. Danae Williams, Economic Management Sciences, 88%. Let's move. We are going to two subjects. Starting with Trinity Chimombe, Afrikaans First Additional, 81.7%. Creative Arts, 84%. Vaneshri Lurik, Afrikaans, 81%. Creative Arts, 85%. Rabia Mohammed, English Home Language, 86.7%. Creative Arts, 86.3%. Tolola Fato Butipe, Mathematics, 86.7%. Natural Science, 92%. Onela Nojako, English Home Language, 85.3%. Maths, 90.3%. Brentwell Modise, Afrikaans Home Language, 85%. Economic Management Sciences, 91%. Anastasia Vesicles, 85.3% for Afrikaans Home Language. For English, 81.7%. Please give them a round of applause. Moving to three subjects. Orenele Musonyana, EMS, 91%. CA, 83.7%. Natural Sciences, 94.7%. Shaven May, Afrikaans Home Language, 81.7%. English, 83%. Life Orientation, 86.7%. Keandre Redgat, English, 84.3%. Life Orientation, 88%. Wiskunde, 88%. Give them a good round of applause. The following learners will each receive for 4 subjects. Tyresa Jackson, English, home language 88.7%, LO 89.7%, mathematics 87.3%, technology 93.7%. Following, Amohalang Mata, English, home language 86%, life orientation 89%, Sesotho 80%, technology 95.7%. Timandra Deikar, Afrikaans, home language 81.3%, English, first additional 82.7%, EMS 92%, Natuurwetenskappe 91.7%. Give them a round of applause. The following learners will receive certificates in 5 subjects. Tasneem El Kadir, English home language 86.7%, life orientation 89%, mathematics 89.7%, natural science technology 97.3%, technology 92.3%. Javandri Tonga, English first additional 82.3%, EMS 88%, life orientation 90.3%, mathematics 88%, natuurwetenskappe 93.3%. Give them a round of applause. Top achievers for each subject. Each learner will receive a medal as well as a certificate. For English home language, we have Wilfred for the trophy of Wilfred Gerse. The recipient thereof, Nom Tandazo Williams, standing at 92.7%. Moving for the same trophy, the Wilfred Gerse Trophy, for English file, Ke Andre Redgat at 84.3%. Anastasia Vesicles, she clocked 85.3%, and she will receive the Grobbelaar Wissel Trofee for top presteerders in Afrikaans huistaal. And standing high at 89.3%, Ligan for Afrikaans eerste addisionele taal, Ligan Martin, the head girl. The mathematics, presenting the S. Moorcroft Floating Trophy for top achiever in mathematics, recipient Onela Nojoko at a good 90.3%. The life orientation trophy will be received with a very good 90.3%. Javandre Tonga. Amohela Mata, at 80%, receives the trophy for social sciences. De certificate voor economische en bestuurswetenschappen zal ontvang word deur Timandra Deikar met 'n baie goeie 92.7%. a very nice 95.7%. Amogelang Mata will receive the certificate for technology. Presenting the floating trophy, B. Davids, the recipient, Tasneem El-Kadir, at 97.3% for natural science. Receiving a certificate for creative arts, we have Rabia Mohammed at 86.3%. In the following category, the learners will receive a certificate. The top two will receive a medal with a certificate. And here are the top 10 learners who will receive a certificate. Coming in at number 10, Rabia Mohammed, a good 80.6%. With a difference of only 2%, 2%. Okay, Andre Redgard, 80.8% at number 9. A small difference, 1 percentage point. Farisha Kasim clocking at 80.9 at number 8. A slight difference. This was very close. Amogelang Mata, number 7, 81.9%. Coming in at number 6, Trinity Chimombe, 82.2%. .2 difference. At 82.4, we have Orenele Mosonyani at position 5. .2% difference. At 82.6%. Position number 4, Konolofato Butipe. Clocking in at 84.1%. Position number 3, Tasneem El-Kadir. .1% difference exactly. Coming in at number 2, Javandre Tonga, 85.1. Now, for our top achiever, may I call forward Mr. Kenavan, the school principal, to present the Dukes Award for the top achiever in grade 7 for the academic year 2025. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we have been all waiting for. The Ducks Trophy award goes to the grade 7 learner. This learner comes in with the most outstanding average in grade 7. And that learner is Tyrisha Jackson. 85.3.
Why are we shy? Let's give them a rousing round of applause. Our top achiever in 2025, Tarisha Jackson. Thank you, grade 7s. You may leave the stage. After you have worked as hard as they have, you are allowed to shed a tear or two. We have reached the end of our program. We have one speaker remaining. I would like to welcome to the stage our deputy principal, a man of great action and sometimes very few words, who leads calmly from the front and maintains a composed focus with everything he does. I call upon the man with ice in his veins, Mr. Musua Patla Taba, to do the vote of thanks.
Or should I just speak? Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My job here is to just thank you. First, I would like to thank our program director, Mr. Biekes, for an excellent job that he has done, as always. He's always better than the rest. I would like to thank the awards committee for preparing all this. It has been an excellent job also. The preparations were all in good order. Thank you very much, Mayor Moorcroft and your team. I'd like to thank Mr. Human for the welcoming. Thank you very much, Ntate, for the words of welcome. In that same breath, I would like to thank the chairperson of SGB, Ntate Tuping, and his team for always leading the school and for their dedication in their job. I'd like to thank Mr. Tace for the scripture. We all started here with a scripture reading, the word of God. Thank you, Ntate Tace, for the message. And then I will come to the school principal, Mr. Canavan. I'd like to thank him for the motivation that he gave to the parents and to the learners. I hope they were listening. In the same breath, I would like to thank the SMT, the school management team, for their dedication, for leading the school well, and all the staff of Joe Solomon. This year, we have been privileged also to have teacher assistants. I also like to thank them for their good job that they have been doing. I'd like to thank our guest speaker, Dr. Bota. He's from Joe Solomon. So it says it doesn't matter where you come from, but as long as you are focused, we are dedicated, you can achieve much. Thanks, Ntate, for the message and for the motivation. I would like to thank the prefects committee for the work that they did in leading our prefects this year. I also like to thank the prefects of 2025 for the job that they did. We'd like also to welcome the new prefects and hope they will do a good job also. Then I would like to thank the Scholar Patrols and their committee. We'd like also to thank our guests from the Department of Traffic, Menensi and his team, and their seniors for training our Scholar Patrols and for always availing themselves and helping with the equipment. Then I will go over and thank the principal of Heide Primary School and the SGB for always availing the hall to us. Every time we ask, they give us these premises. Then I would like to thank Mr. Simmons and his team for the technology that we are using here today. The screens, they are always helping us when we ask. Thank you very much, Mr. Simmons. And then I would like to thank the parents of the learners who are here. Parents, we appreciate you very much. We know that these learners are what they are today because of you. Keep it up. Then lastly, I would like to thank the learners, the ones who made all this possible. I would like to say to them, especially to the grade 7s, go well, keep it up, don't change along the way, respect your parents, respect the teachers where you are going. As you saw with the doctor here, if you keep your discipline, your commitment, we will reach high. That is all. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Pula.
Thank you, Mr. Taba. We have reached the end of our program, ladies and gentlemen. I trust that all of your hearts have swollen with a great deal of pride. Let's take stock of what we achieved here this year. Stand still and appreciate the fruits of your labor. However, to our learners, the exams kick off tomorrow, nah? So it all starts again. Soak it up today, but ready yourselves to go again tomorrow. Thank you and have a blessed day.